Players, do not enter unless you are wearing deodorant and have showered in the last 24 hours.
I did do that.
You will be asked to leave. That's highlighted in red.
Nice.
If your attitude or small attitude's been brought into the show. So now you could be a nice smelling person with an attitude, and that's okay.
True. That's true.
If your attitude or smell is disruptive, if your smell is disruptive,
Interesting.
yeah. Man, that's a bit. Isn't that a bit classist to be like you have to shower in the last 24 hours?
You want me to buy
maybe
stuff
maybe
and shower?
Maybe my water needs to regen for more than 24 hours. I don't know, man. Like,
so guys on a well water. Those people exist.
Yeah. So I saw this post and I was just like, you know what? I actually don't think we've ever done a video about hygiene in the hobby store.
True.
And it's funny because it's such a cultural meme for hobby shops.
Yeah.
And it's something that's come up so many times over the, got a couple decades or whatever, been in this industry. And I thought we'd just chat a little bit about, about how it affects business. And I can give some like stories of times where it was really.
I'm trying to think of like historically here. It's not been too bad. Like there are days you go down to the gaming spot in a room or whatever in this case our basement, and you're like, oh yeah, it's a little smelly in here. But then I'm like, there's like 10, 12, 13, 14 people in there. I'm like, it's like. No matter how you slice it, it gets warm.
We don't call it the hurt locker for
nothing. And usually when there's a tournament or something, people just kind of are like, it's not a lot you can do. Now, obviously, if it's like cereal and egregious, then you got to step in a little bit. But
cereal, you're like a cereal smelly guy.
It's like
like you're
you just
you've gone on a spree.
You just It's to be honest, usually it's someone who doesn't like. It's funny. Like, it's usually someone who just doesn't like ever wash their clothes or something. Like, it's like that.
Yeah, you're thinking of a very specific example that I think we both know from our Toronto days.
But I find like when you smell like literal garbage.
When you smell like garbage.
Yeah.
Some people smell like garbage, and
you know what's funny? Actually, came to my mind because like there's videos we made. For those of you who haven't seen. Maybe we'll be shook by it or not. There's some videos we talk about how we, as store owners, we have no problem choosing our customers.
Right.
So, again, people that use the space, don't buy things, don't support the store. Usually we tell those people in a gentle but firm way that, hey, this is the deal here, and sometimes they don't come back, and we're like, that's fine, you weren't a customer anyway. And I find that we've built this culture in the store of like that we don't like kind of tolerate that kind of like, because like Chris says in a real way, when he encounters this or has pushback, he says, so how come the other people get to subsidize you using the space for free, stuff like that. You build that, people. I'm pretty sure people know us in the area.
Infamous, I guess, is the way you describe that.
Our store just doesn't tolerate BS in any way, whether it's like NBO in this case.
BS.
So I find we've kind of like, called or like got like don't suffer from that as much because of that whole setup we have that we've built over 10 years of like, if we kind of don't accept certain things, so I think that helps. But
and I think we're probably pretty unique in the sense that like I don't know a lot of other hobby shops where like the people that own the business are like actively hands-on with the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I often kind of wonder. I'm like, oh, it's interesting that like there's sort of more of like a hands-off and just like kind of watch from the computer room kind of sense of like
sure.
And I think those are the times where you're like it has that opportunity to like get a bit more out of hand, right?
Of course, yeah. No, you're right. Like I mean, most of these businesses have like a single owner.
Yeah.
And maybe they have one or two
part-timers
that are just there like in the evenings or on the weekends, and they're alone too.
It's this like poor minimum wage worker who like
go confront
go confront this adult about how they smell.
Yeah.
And explain to them that they need to go home and shower. Or
right.
whatever. Like it's like, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I can tell you from experience because like I've had to do it a few times in my day that it is not an easy thing to do to somebody because most of the time, like I said that like they're not bad people, right? Like sometimes it's a person who like you can tell is maybe not in the best situation,
Right.
maybe financially, maybe they don't have a good home or something like that. And then there's other situations where like, man, this is like a kid. They're like kid/adult age. They're about that border there, and like it's like their parents just never like taught them about hygiene.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, why do I have to be this kid's dad?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's happened way too many times.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Like I said, it's we don't take pleasure in having that conversation, and it feels bad because a lot of the time you're like, well, I feel like I'm in a lose-lose situation here because like even if the conversation goes well and they like get it, there's a good chance they'll be so embarrassed they'll never come back or whatever.
Sure.
Right? Because like no one wants to be told that like they stink or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes you gotta shoot someone in the front, like in the chest. Like I like if I was smelly, I would want someone to tell me that,
To be honest, it does. I think it. Yeah, I don't know what the percentage is because I haven't had to do it that often to get a chart. But I would imagine that more often than not, it will serve them better than not. This literally, I'll share this with you, but I'm not ashamed of it or whatever. I was like 14, grade 8 or something, and the teacher pulled me aside, and the best is my teacher was like a former like hockey trainer. Like he trained Jason Spezza and stuff like that. He's like, okay.
Ice Dogs, baby.
Yeah,
Ice Dogs.
This guy was like, he literally pulled me aside and he's like, "You stink." He's straight to, like, but he made sure no one else was. He did it like outside.
Oh yeah,
he pulled me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay," and that's it. And that was fine. Like I just like took that and
you're like, "Oh, I got to make some
I was like
corrections here."
Yeah. And it was, and I wasn't mad at him. I was like, "Oh, you're right," or whatever, right? Like sometimes it's just like a simple like, if you can, I think that's where maybe not making it too serious.
Yeah. That's how I would deliver it.
You gotta just be like, whatever, maybe use the sandwich model and be like, "Hey man, I love having you around, but like, you stink, man." Like here,
sandwich model's a good model. There's a reason why it's in a lot of teaching methods.
Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Just like, obviously it gets tough when they're like,
well, if they make that noise.
Sometimes they do.
You could even have some a couple of sticks of deodorant on hand and you could gift them a little
you could have a little
free hobby gift or whatever.
That's true.
Slap a Lords of
I don't know. I
that
definitely something that I don't think I would ever do, and I think it's probably borderlining assault, is the whole I'm gonna walk around spraying, misting.
Oh my god!
Spraying deodorant.
There's a like, it just reminds me. There's this stupid hobby store simulator game you can play.
Right.
It's like the only thing better than running a hobby store is simulating it at home or whatever. Sure. And that's one thing you can literally do. You have to spray people in the game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No. Yeah.
Don't do that.
I mean.
Don't do that.
I suppose you could have like some on hand or have the aerosol like kind of handy.
Yeah.
For people to kind of quickly, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a thing. It is on one hand an integral part of the experience.
Sometimes I feel like people just don't dress appropriately for their situation.
You know what the funny thing is? Usually the BO thing is like it's just someone having a day or whatever.
Having a day, yeah.
Just really hot, or I don't know, or they forgot, or something is going on. But
we got some heavy boys in the hobby.
Oh boy,
and that's okay.
Sure,
but hey man, I'm not light either.
No.
The summer comes and I'm sweating.
That's true.
So
it's true.
You gotta prepare.
Yeah.
You gotta come prepared. You gotta get your fanny pack going. You gotta get some. So even on like in the summer here, I have to bring a stick of deodorant because halfway through the day I'm freaking ripe, dude.
Sure, I'm right. Yeah, no, but I think when you get the unwashed clothes, when you're like you can smell the mold almost.
That's a 2x right there. Yeah.
That's when it's like
it's a force multiplier on the smell.
Those are the ones that are the hardest to deal with because you're like, okay, you can't just deodorant this away. You need to like change your life.
That is more of a Yeah.
So
those conversations are tougher. Yeah. That's when it's just like a hey man, like this is how it is. Like other people are finding it It's not okay. Like we all hobby in this little like 800 square foot area.
Yeah.
You can't smell like this coming in
Sure.
if you want to be
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have some rules posted in your shop that are clear, and at the end of the day, like anytime you have to enforce something, it's good to have those things clearly like set out and have a culture already at the shop. That way, that person hopefully doesn't feel that way, but like you're not picking on that person.
Right.
You're just explaining this is just how it is for everybody. Everyone's held to the standard,
Yeah.
right? So
And added, so they added the attitude thing that I guess it's sort of related. But the only thing I was going to say, that one's pretty obvious usually when someone's just like toxic or
yeah,
just annoying and they make other people's experience worse by, being incendiary about things and topics that don't have any place in the shop. My only point there is in all these cases, if you let it fester, it will cost you a lot more than just losing that customer.
That is a really
good
point.
Often there's these like shops or owners that are kind of like too scared or just worried about like, oh, the worst case is when either whatever smelly attitude all checks all the boxes is also a big spender. You're really like, oh my god, like this guy's a degenerate. He spends all his money here, but you don't realize that like he's killing the rest of your business. They're just like. Sure.
Well, it's like you said, it's the same as the guy who is like a great customer in terms of like he spends tons of money, buys new armies all the time, but meanwhile in the basement he's like just negative, making people not want to play games, destroying your community. Like it's what we call bad. It's bad money, right? It's like it's toxic money, right? So
and in most of these case studies that I've encountered, once that person is like sliced off, things are fine. Things like rebound naturally, natural things like things grow back out again. But those are tough. And I guess it gets tougher if your business is. What happens is you let it fester too long, and then you become like completely dependent, and you're just too scared, or like you're like, oh, if I cut this guy off, I'm gonna sink or whatever because it's too precarious. But it's you can't let that happen. You have to be on top of it. So
I'm gonna share one story because like we had that, like this is one of those ones where like I was legitimately stumped about what to do. Like there's very few times in the history of my business where I didn't know how to handle a customer. This is a great guy. He had a disability. He came in with his wheelchair. Really good guy. Played games in the shop. And he had a colostomy bag. Right. So naturally, there's like a little bit of a smell. Right. It's something he can't avoid. It's nothing he can do anything about. Right. So there's not like a conversation you can have. Where like, hey man, you need to go home and shower.
Sure.
Like, this guy's just got a disability. Right.
Yeah.
So we tried to come up with a workaround. We basically like would have like a fan at the back of the shop that would just like kind of like blow through the shop and just like make like at least like get the air circulating a little bit more, and that did help a little bit. But that was one of those ones where like I didn't feel like there was really much we could do about it.
No.
Yeah. Kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you gotta be. What are they gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
no, exactly
your
right.
fault, not their fault. Right?
Yeah. So and this probably goes like this. The point I always make is like there's exceptions to everything, right? We're like
there's an exception mixed with like. Still looking for some solution. I think that's like compromise or whatever. Sure.
Yeah, because maybe there's a customer you have that's trying their best not to smell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's like, I got deodorant on, I got the antiperspirant, I got the 2X.
I just
67-hour protection on, and
I got they have the freak genetic thing.
And he's like, I shower, I wash my clothes, and like by 6 o'clock every day, it's inevitable or whatever.
Right.
And you're like, okay. Let's figure something out,
Yeah.
Let's get the fans out, boys.
Let's get the fans. We're gonna put you in this room.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That sounds worse for the opponent.
We're giving you Sorry, Timmy.
Sorry, Timmy.
Hobby champion Timmy's taking it one for the team here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's tell as old as time in the hobby store.
Yeah, of course. Maybe you guys have some funny stories you can share in the comments about some experiences you've had with the smelliness. I think it's funny because like you kind of I guess there's always like an anticipation of smell when you go to events.
Yeah. Where
you're like getting ready for it.
Sure.
The waft. One of the most famous wafts I can remember was the X-Wing tournament at Nepticon. It was like a dark cloud of smell that just hovered above this.
You just were like, oh my god.
Like you entered it and you could,
Were they in the big room?
They were in a big room, dude.
In the big room.
I couldn't believe it.
No, that's true. When you jam 1,000 players in a 40K, it doesn't matter how big the room is. It's just like...
I learned a lot about smells that weekend. I figured big enough area with ventilation, you're not going to smell anything. I was so wrong.
No, it's one of those things that once you're just in it for enough hours, you're just kind of like... You don't notice it until you leave the room.
Well,
and then you're like, oh, that's...
Luckily, your brain saves you. There's like the 4-minute rule or whatever, where your brain will turn off negative
it
smells.
starts turning off receptors.
It does to keep you alive, basically. But I was starting to really truly understand how like all the Nurgle's AOE stuff works.
Yes, of course.
Because it basically just sticks to them.
It just sticks,
and it just kind of emanates out of them, right? Like a radius.
It is tough.
Yeah. So
I can forgive the con because it's just what is anyone? It's like thousands of people trying to do these like multi-hour long activities like, and they're usually also like drinking, eating badly. Like it's not like
Yeah, no, I've been to the bathroom there. I know. It's like one of the worst places on earth or whatever.
It really is. It really is.
It's truly a terrible place.
It's bad.
Everyone's in the stalls sitting.
Of course. right at 8 a.m.
Just straight from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my guys, can we eat some veggies, guys? Boys.
No.
Can we eat a balanced diet while we're on vacation? Holy cow.
Can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
Don't let it linger.
Don't let it
linger if you're a shop owner, or even if you have a group of friends that hobbies at a club or something like that. Yeah, I think it's always helps to be proactive about these things for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, hope you guys enjoyed that Smelly Gamers video. It's been a long time coming, I guess. Let us know in the comments about your experiences. Are you a stinky gamer?
I want to hear.
I want to hear from you. Yeah,
Let
me tell you guys, I'm a stinky gamer, and I love being a stinky gamer.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be a pretty funny comment.
That would be actually. I'd be like, oh.
It's like I go to hobby stores and I'm, I like to cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Until the end. Cheers. Bye.